Hi, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about our engagement story. It's pretty fun little story to tell. So we'll just start from the beginning. Ever since we first met, I feel like I was trying to convince him to propose and for us to get married. Uh, I don't know. I feel like after a month of us dating, I literally was like all in. Like I was like, "Yep, we're gonna get married."
I mean, were you? Because I don't remember. I remember
Definitely.
you were like, we said we liked each other, and then I don't remember if you actually were like all in, like, all right, we're gonna get married.
No, I
Because I
definitely
remember you
was.
saying like,
At first, I was like, whatever, like I'm just flirting with this dude. But then literally after a month, we're texting 24/7. And you were like buttering me up and telling me I was so pretty and you kind of were hinting at marriage too, even though now I know you were not considering that at all at the moment.
well, it.
But I think you knew what I wanted to hear, so you kind of buttering me up. So I was like head over heels. Like a month in, I was like, this is who I'm gonna marry. Like I'm gonna marry my first boyfriend.
I guess I was buttering you up for it. I don't remember. I remember like saying that you were like really pretty and stuff like that, but I don't
Oh no,
remember.
you were literally saying all these things. You're like, we're gonna move away to an island together, and that's my dream, and all this.
Well, an island sounds really nice. Wish I had that.
Yeah, me too. When are you gonna take me to that island? Anyways, but yeah, I'd say that happened really early on, like a month into our first relationship back in 2017. I was like, okay, I'm gonna marry my first boyfriend, which I was like 14. So looking back, I'm like, that was really unrealistic of me to think that I was gonna, marry my first boyfriend at 14. But I was raised to
It worked out in a good favor, you
yeah,
know.
my parents raised me, you date for marriage. So you were my first boyfriend. So I was like, you know what? Like I'm in love with him. We're in love. We're going to get married.
We made it work though. It was pretty bumpy at first because we dated
Yeah.
for a few months.
Yeah, we dated, we were really young. So we were like 14 and 15 when we first met. Uh and then you turned 16 shortly after. We dated for I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
or talked slash dated. And then we had a big dramatic breakup. I don't think it was very dramatic for him, but for me, I literally thought I was gonna marry him, so I was like, I just lost the love of my life. It was a whole depression thing. um, and then we were broken up for a summer, and then we got back together. We
Mm-hmm.
dated for 2 years, for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years. We dated for 2 years, and then we had another dramatic breakup. Uh and it was just really stupid, honestly. Looking back,
It was unreasonable.
it
Like
was
it
really stupid.
wasn't.
We didn't have any it, I don't know. It was a very personal issue, so I don't think we're going to share it, but basically we weren't fighting. We didn't even want to break up, but we just felt for the in
For
that
in that
moment,
moment, we should
yeah.
take a break from each other for a
Yeah.
little while and then
Just for
retry.
ourselves, and yeah. So we broke up knowing that we could possibly get together again in the future.
Mm-hmm.
um but it was honestly really sad, I think, for both of us. And yeah, that was really hard too. So literally it was probably that next summer again.
Started talking at volleyball
Yeah,
again.
end of the summer we started talking. Honestly, we didn't even once we broke up, we just kept talking on and off for that whole summer. We talked, and then beginning of fall we decided to get back together again.
Mm-hmm. Started that and
Then I'd say that's when our serious relationship started. And you got really serious, because I feel like I was pretty serious. I was still not totally locked in though, I'd say. But
mm-hmm.
when we started that our last dating relationship before we got engaged, we both were really committed. I started cutting out all my guy friends. You were super committed. You were actually thinking toward marriage.
Yeah, I started throwing away everything that I was doing before.
Mm-hmm.
Started making sure that was in good mindset, started getting into finding a better job.
Yeah. We were like trying to get financially stable, really working on our relationship and trying to like cut out people and stuff that like
Felt like was intervening with it. Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like that's when he kind of like started like figuring out you really like you kind of didn't want to get married. Finally, after a couple years of convincing.
Well, I mean, after looking at everybody that I've seen be in relationships and like the type of people that they were getting into relationships with, I felt like the person that I found was the best out there that I could ever imagine to find. So I figured out very quickly that I needed to get my crap together pretty quick because I didn't think you were going to stay around for very much longer if I continued to just kind of piddle paddle.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would have or not. I probably would have stayed around for a little bit because I was like super attached to you. Like, I literally could not get over him. Every time we broke up, I literally just couldn't. Like, it was too much. Like, I literally was so, like, attached. I just wanted you back. But if you decided you didn't want to get married, probably wouldn't have stuck around for much longer. Because I feel like I do have, like, at least some level of self-respect. So I wouldn't have just stuck around forever. But we figured it out.
Yeah, we figured it out pretty good. So once we got back together, it was a year of us, about a year and a half of us figuring us stuff out, getting financially stable. And then 2 months before we started talking about getting engaged, I went to your parents and was like, when can we sit down to talk? And they gave, it was like a week, and you were gone out for a business trip.
Yes. Yeah, I was with one of my best friends down in Dallas, Texas, or like Houston. We had traveled to photograph a wedding. I was helping her photograph a wedding. And like we had been talking more seriously about marriage, me and you, obviously. So he was telling me he was going to turn off like his Find My Friend location, which we had on for like, you know, the past year and a half dating or like year or whatever. He was like, all right, I'm going to turn it off. And so I was automatically like, you know, curious about
already questioning
what was going to happen. But I didn't know like the timeline. Like I didn't know if he was like planning to propose soon or if he was just kind of like covering so that he could surprise me. But he did turn off his location, and then a couple weeks later, I went on this trip with my best friend, and I was super busy working, like, the whole time.
Yeah, you didn't really have a lot of time to check on me anyways.
We weren't talking a whole lot.
So
little did I know he was meeting up with my parents while I was gone.
I went and met with them at a restaurant that they normally go to, so that way all her siblings wouldn't be after her mom and dad to try to find like why are they there,
which is really smart because I don't think I would have thought about that, but like I have a lot of siblings and my sisters were kind of suspicious because they knew it was coming, so honestly that was really smart because they probably would have figured it out.
All of your siblings are that nosy.
They were all really excited. Like they would literally ask him all the time, like, when are you gonna propose? Like I feel like they asked more than me. Like I hardly brought it up.
Felt like you planted it on them.
No.
I felt like you were like trying to get him, like, hey, just go talk to him about it. Go see if he's ready or not. Go ahead.
No, but every time he'd come over, they'd be like, when are you gonna propose? And like all this stuff. And my mom would like get really mad at them. She'd be like, don't ask him that. Like leave him alone. Secretly, she knew.
Yeah.
Like it was happening.
I mean, I didn't talk to them. It was pretty quick. It was about a month and a half from when I talked to your parents to when we actually got engaged.
I feel like my mom was acting a little different though. Now looking back, I'm like, I feel like she was acting a little different in the time frame. In the moment, I like I kind of thought she was acting different, but I was like, oh, she just knows. Like, I'm probably going to get engaged this year and like it's going to be different. So maybe that's why she's like being different. Like I didn't really think like you would already, I definitely did not know you would already talk to them about it.
Well, I mean, I talked to them about it at the restaurant. I'd say it went pretty smoothly.
Do you remember what they said to you?
Yeah, they were asking like if I felt like I was financially stable to take care of you, and if I felt like I was in a good position to be a leader in the family. But we really just kind of sat down. I was so nervous I didn't eat the food. I bought it. I paid for their meal too. And I did not, I was like, I'm just going to eat this later before I like throw it up because of how nervous I was.
That's so cute.
So I also ate before, I think, as well, because I was like, I know I'm not going to be able to eat. And I've been working all day at an acquaintance house because I was doing landscaping. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I got to get something in my body. I think I got like Sonic or something, like a chili cheese dog or whatever.
Ew, that would make me feel even...
Yeah, it probably didn't help very much.
More like nauseous.
So I ate that. I went over there. I sat in the parking lot. I got there like an hour early. I sat in the parking lot trying to like figure out what I was going to like say to them. I had like a line to rehearse. They were like, we already know why you want to talk to us, because I didn't tell them. I was like, when could we go, get dinner?
Oh, you didn't tell them?
No, I didn't tell them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they knew. I feel like I'd already been warning them for a while. Like, I was like, he's going to propose, so, like, he's going to come ask y'all. I hope you know what you're going to say. But my parents are, like, really laid back. And, like, I feel like since they'd known you for, like, a long time, like, they kind of already had that trust built up with you. So I feel like they already, like, had planned to say yes whenever you asked.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I've been around. I was around for a long time.
And they know, like, your family. My mom's really good friends with your mom. So I feel like all that kind of helped.
Yeah.
Like the trust y'all had already built with each other. But yeah, I was like down in Dallas, totally oblivious to the fact that you were talking to my parents. And you played it off really good because I had no idea.
Until later.
Do you know did you order the ring before you talked to my parents or after? After?
Yeah, after. I'm not going to buy the ring before. I also needed to get your information on it as well.
Okay, I didn't know.
I am very much, if I'm going to spend a large amount of money, I'm going to make sure that is something that you're actually going to want. Because I feel like a lot of dudes go out and they buy a ring that they don't consider that their significant other actually likes.
Which has actually happened with a lot of people I know. Like they've gotten their engagement ring and they don't like it. So I'm actually really thankful for that. And I'd rather him like check with me before he just does something. Even though you know me pretty well. Like I feel like you would have picked out something I liked.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you asked though. Because I feel like you gave me a few options and there was definitely one that I liked better than the others. So he basically picked out some rings. I kind of told him what I liked, and then you picked them out and kind of like sent me pictures.
We're jumping all over the place. I gotta go back.
Yeah, so what happened?
After I got done at the Mexican restaurant, after that I walked out, I started talking to your mom, and she was like, okay, so we need to start figuring out who's gonna take the photos in the video. So that night, the person that you were with down in Texas...
Wait, you texted her that night when I was with her?
I texted her that night because I was like, okay, I just got to get it off. Get it off my system. So I texted and I like was talking to her. I was like, I need, can you do this for me? Can you take the photos? Can we get like a drone? Can we get a video? And then I immediately texted your brother. I was like, okay, this is what I need.
He does videography stuff.
And I was like, I gotta get help. Can you help me out? And he was immediately, very excited. Your friend was very excited.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know how she kept that from me because we were literally like spending the night together in a hotel room. I would have been losing my crap if that was me having to keep a secret from my friend. Oh my gosh, I actually did not know that.
So
I did not know you
texted her. I texted her that night.
She hid that really good.
Because I was trying to get it like all figured out. Because I knew I wanted to do it relatively soon because I could not figure it out. Like I needed enough time to figure it out, and a short enough time that I could keep it from you without making it super obvious.
Yeah.
So after that, I started texting you about like, okay, what about these rings?
Yeah,
What
we were
about
looking
those
online, and you were like sending me options, and I was like, I like this, I don't like that. Like, I was just being honest, because honestly, yeah, if you're gonna spend that much money, I want to like it, and yeah, I'm glad you did that. So we like went back and forth, and then I think you finally decided on a ring that you were like, okay, I want to get this one for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you sent me like a picture, and you were like, do you like this one?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And we were on the phone. Like, literally when you ordered it, we were on the phone.
Yeah,
and
I was
you're
on
like,
the phone.
okay, I'm gonna order it. I was like, wait, what? Are you serious? Like, you're gonna order it right now? I was like, oh, that makes me like really nervous. Like, I hope I picked out the one I like the best. Which I love it. So I chose the right one. But yeah, I literally was like, you're crazy. Like, I was like, are you not gonna ask like my parents? Like, are you not gonna talk to your parents about it? And you're just like, nope. And
No.
you just like put the order in. I was like, oh my gosh, you're literally crazy.
So I put it in. It said it was going to be there in like a month. And I was like, oh no. Because
Did you already have a date picked out?
Yeah, I already had it all set
Oh.
up. I already talked to your friend. I talked to your brother.
Oh
And
my
I tried to
gosh.
figure it all out.
Mhm.
That in that week, I figured it out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then I ordered it immediately that night when we got on the phone.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be set in the day before. It was supposed to come in the day before.
Oh my gosh, that would give me
So I was
anxiety.
freaking out. I did not think it was. So it actually came in 2 weeks early.
Uh-huh.
It was supposed to be scheduled for a month, but it came in 2 weeks early.
Yeah, and whenever he ordered it, he was like, okay, it's supposed to come in like blah blah blah. And so like I kept asking him, like every time we talked, I'd be like, so any update? Like, do you know when the ring's gonna be here? And I swear, he literally got it in.
So
and
I
he
got
kept
it
lying
in
to me about
2
it.
weeks afterwards. I FaceTimed her. And I set it next to the phone where I FaceTimed her. I was like, hey, can you smile for me? I took a picture of it.
So he took a picture of the FaceTime call with a different phone. He took a picture of like the FaceTime call, and then the ring was like in the ring box, like open
Right next to it.
And I kept asking him about it, and he kept telling me, oh my gosh, it got delayed, like it's not gonna come in. Like he was like stressed, like acting super stressed out, and like I literally fell for it. I was like,
I felt so
okay, the
bad
ring's
because I
not
had to
in.
had to lie so much about it. I felt really bad afterwards.
I'm super
but then,
Snoopy though, so I feel you did a pretty good job covering it. But I don't know how far apart this was, but I actually went on another trip down to Texas for this like family camp that me and my family go to, and I went down there. I was super busy that whole week. But while I was down there, my photographer friend texted me.
So here's the plan. Hold on.
Okay,
Before you
tell
say
your
that.
side.
So here was our thought process. So her friend and her do quite a bit of shoots together every once in a while,
Yeah,
and she
photography
started
stuff.
doing branding stuff
Yeah.
around that time. And so we started talking back and forth and came up with the idea of saying that there's a brand shoot at this lake that the lady wants,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to surprise her by this. And she was going to ask you to be and come with her to do the branding shoot.
Okay, so we were down at this camp, and my friend texted me. She was like starting to do brand photography, transitioning from weddings to branding. I think she texted me, if I remember right. She texted me, and I think she sent me a voice message, and she was like, hey, I have these 2 branding shoots coming up. They're like my first like big branding thing, and she's like, I really want to have you there. Like, you're my best girl. Like, you know, we work really well together. She's like, I really would love to have you there and like have your support or whatever. And but she's like, but no pressure. And then she like, I'm gonna send you 2 dates. So she sends me these 2 dates, and I think one was like the full day branding session, and she was like, this day we will be like busy all day, like shooting at all these different locations. And then the other the other date was going to be at one location, and it was supposed to be like a headshot session.
Mm-hmm.
So she sent me these 2 dates, and the headshot session was like a week before the actual like branding session. She was like, so if you could do either one of these, just like let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And automatically, I feel like we might have been on FaceTime when she sent me this message.
Yeah, automatically you're like,
Automatically, I literally was like, he's gonna propose that day. Because I already, like, I had told him, I was like, I want her to be the photographer for the proposal. Like, I told him that. So, no, I was
thank
like,
goodness, because I already texted her that night asking if she would do it. So thank goodness that
well,
worked
I told
out
her
the way it
too.
worked.
I was like, whenever he asks you, like, please say yes because I want you to be the photographer. I just thought it'd be really special. She's like super talented photographer and we're really good friends. So I was like, I would literally love to have her do it. So anyways, that whole thing happened. She texted me. I think we might have been on FaceTime and I'm literally either FaceTiming you or we were like Snapchatting or something. But I remember I listened to the message and I like, we must not have been FaceTiming because I listened to her audio message.
I think you called me afterwards.
Yeah. And I started freaking out and I was like, you're literally proposing like that day.
So I had to come up with something pretty quickly. I was like,
yeah, I like put him on the spot. I was like, I already know, like you're proposing that day.
So that whole week I spent trying to convince you otherwise. Like, I'm going to my grandparents that day.
Yeah.
Like,
or I don't even know. I don't think you had said that yet because it was like a month out. So I don't think, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was like 2 weeks away.
yeah, it was pretty close.
But I don't know
together.
if you said you were going to your grandparents yet. I don't know. You just kept saying like,
I'm doing something.
babe, I'm not doing it that day. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, no, it's not happening that day. Like, don't get your hopes up because it's not happening that day. Like, I don't, you must have been so freaked out. Because literally, I pinpointed the exact day. I was like, that's the day you're doing it. And I think, I can't remember. One of my other best friend's birthday.
Oh, it
was
was
that
on that
weekend.
weekend.
And she had invited me to go back to Texas again for like a weekend with her birthday. And it ended up being on the same day that he was planning to propose that my friend was asking me to help her do the shoot on. So I felt like super tied. Like I was like, crap, like I don't know what to do because I have like one best friend asking me to help her with something and I want to be supportive and help her. And then my other friend, it's her birthday and I want to go celebrate her.
So I ended up convincing your friend that's going to take that birthday trip. I said, hey, listen, she's more than likely not going to go. I've already got it set up for that date.
Yeah.
And then I went to talk to you. I was like, okay, you can still do both. Like you can do that this night and then you can still go early in the morning. So you have that time in between.
You were like, I don't know. You did a really good job of convincing me because I was like asking you, like I was like, what should I do? Basically, I was asking him if he was going to propose because I was like, if he's going to propose, I don't want to like miss it, obviously, or like make you replan it. So I was so stressed. Like I was like, what do I do? Which one do I do? And then I'm like, well, if he's not going to propose, then like maybe I should go with my friend for her birthday thing. So it was just like a whole bunch of confusion. And somehow you like convinced me without letting me know that like, you're just like, you can do whatever you want. Like, if you feel like you should go support her, you can do that. Like, I'm sure that your friend will understand. Like, and so I was just so confused. I was like, I don't know what to do. But like in my gut, I was like, okay, like I don't think he's gonna propose, but like the slight chance he does, maybe I should go do the shoot. And I was like, I want to be there to support my friend because this is like a big thing for her. Like this is her first big brand shoot. Like I want to help her and like make her feel comfortable. So I was like, okay, I finally decided like, okay, I'll go do that. Do you know what you felt whenever I was like finally decided on him?
The amount of relief, like I was trying to convince. So if it didn't work out, I had another day set up. So that way we could maybe, I mean, I could probably whip it out for some reason, tried a different day. But thank goodness you ended up saying like, okay, fine, I can do the shoot because I had somewhat of a plan, but doing it in a week's time was going to be killer.
Yeah, I'm really relieved that I chose to do the shoot too because that was the day I was going to get engaged. And I had no idea in the moment because he had literally unconvinced me about it. Even though I guessed the exact day, I literally still can't get over that, that I literally guessed and you literally unconvinced me.
It was a lot of like trying to figure out if I can just convince you to like, oh, I can't do it. Or if I can do it, it was so hard to go back and forth with you. Like, you should just do whatever you want, because just do whatever you want, please.
Yeah, he like literally did some major like reverse psychology on me. I swear. I cannot believe he unconvinced me. So anyways, we're getting closer and closer to the day. He's like acting really normal. He keeps telling me the ring still hasn't come in. My friend's acting super normal. I'm like, okay, I'm crazy. Like, I guess I'm not getting proposed to this day. So anyways, I remember like either it was like the day before, the day of. I can't remember. My friend like texted me. She's like, hey, you want to go get Starbucks before we go to the brand shoot or whatever? And I was like, okay, this is like a normal thing we would do. Like, I guess it's just a normal day. And then like the night before, it had rained like a whole bunch. And we were going to be doing these photos at the lake. So I was like, I'm just going to dress super like casual, comfy.
Wear some boots.
I'm like, I'm going to wear some rubber boots so that I don't get my shoes super wet. Cause I'm like, we're going to be on like the lakeside. It's going to be really muddy and like whatever. So I wore like some ripped jeans, just like a regular shirt, and then like cute rubber boots, but like still literal rubber boots. And then I was like, I'll do some light makeup because I want to look, professional, but like I don't need to do like crazy, like, whatever. So I did like a little bit of makeup, and then I just like threw my hair in a braid so that I could like work easily and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Also, my friend told me, this is another part that kind of made me suspicious beforehand, before you unconvinced me. I'm just now remembering this. She told me not to bring my camera gear. She was like, I don't need you to bring your camera gear for the headshot session. She's like, I'll be the only photographer for that. She's like, I just need you to come read names off the list, which is kind of what we do for like wedding family photos. So I was like, okay, this is kind of normal. She's like, fix hair, like do stuff like that. So I was like a little suspicious, but I was like, okay, yeah, like I can do that, like whatever. So I get ready. I remember my mom, I feel like she like stopped and talked to me before I left. I don't think she said anything about my outfit, but I can't remember. No, she didn't say anything to me about it. I think I remember her telling me after though that she like texted you and was like, oh my gosh, like she put makeup on, but
yeah,
her hair's in a braid and she's wearing like ripped jeans.
Which I didn't expect you to be like. I know you wanted to be dressed up for it, but I really, really, really wanted to surprise you.
Yeah, I kept telling him, like, I was like, I kind of want to know because I want to be dressed up. And, like, I even had, like, a dress that I had bought for, like, our engagement. But, like, I'm not kidding. Like, he literally had me so unconvinced that I was like, it doesn't matter what I wear. Like, he's not proposing. Like, I kind of forgot that I'd even guessed that he was going to do it that day. So yeah, like the day of the proposal, I don't really even remember what I did. I just remember like getting ready, like it was super chill. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like drive up there.
Must be nice.
Meanwhile, what were you doing?
Meanwhile, I went to work, did that, and then after work, I went directly to your friend's house, got completely dressed up, got everything ready, sat there for a long time talking to your friend's husband.
You went to your
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
So, okay, after work, I drove, because I was working for my grandparents a lot, because they were in the middle of moving at that time. And I was going over there to help them. Yeah. So I drove over there. There was a turtle in their pond. So I ended up helping them get the turtle out, took a picture with the turtle in my work.
A video. Like, it was like a video of like the turtle, and then you like turned it to their house. And this was like while I'm getting ready to go. And so I'm like, yeah, like any thought that I had of him proposing today, like he's not, like he's, he's busy, like he's at his grandparents' house and they live really far away. Like they lived like really far away from where we were going to be. So I was like, yeah, no, there's no way.
So I immediately took the video of it and I took a picture of me in the attic with like moving boxes, pretending.
Yeah.
And I immediately told them, thank you, I love you, I gotta go. I don't think I told them until I showed up. Because I didn't plan it. I didn't plan it like that.
I don't know, but that was such a good cover. Because that totally, like, I was like, yeah, no, he's busy. He's really far away. There's no way.
So I did that really quickly. I told them goodbye, and I told them thank you. And I told them, I said, I'll call them afterwards. and immediately hopped back in the car, took off to your friend's house, stayed there, took a shower, got ready, talked to your friend's husband for a hot minute, talked to him about everything. Meanwhile, my hands were sweating, like I was bouncing up and like my leg was moving all the time. Like I could not stand still. I was pacing. So then your brother showed up.
Y'all just kind of hung out.
Yeah, we all just kind of hung out, and then right as y'all got to Starbucks, we were gone, already setting up.
Which we did that, like, I remember showing up and I was like, okay, this is chill, like, whatever. We went in. She, like, bought me my Starbucks. We, like, sit down. She seemed kind of stressed and, like, a little, like, I don't know, like, I was like, like, I don't know, like,
it's her big photo shoot.
Yeah, okay? But I was like, but she's nervous. Like, I mean, I guess she's nervous for, like, the clients. I was like, why is she paying for my Starbucks? Like, I feel like I should be paying for hers. But, you know, she fought me on it, and she, like, bought me my Starbucks, which, I think made me even more anxious, because, like, when I drink coffee, I, like, get really shaky. So I was kind of, like, a little, like, I don't know, like, shaky or whatever. But I was, like, drinking it, and I was, like, analyzing her. I was like, she seems a little, like, nervous, but, like, it's probably just for the shoot. I literally did not think he was proposing. Like, I was like, he's far away. Like, it's definitely not him. And I didn't have your location. So, like, I was like, he's definitely not, you know, this isn't happening.
Yeah.
So we, like, only sat down for a few minutes, and she, like, kept the conversation, like, really good, though. Like, she's, like, asked me, like, basic things, like, oh, so how is your relationship with Clayton? Like, how are you all doing? And, like, blah, 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 whatever. So anyways, we weren't there for very long. We were there for, like, 15 minutes, and then she was like, okay, we gotta go. Like, I gotta make sure we're there on time. And I was like, okay, like, you know. I was like, this has to be a shoot. So we, like, get in the car. We drive. I follow her over to the lake. And we, like, parked the car. She, like, gets out pretty quickly. And, she's like, okay, let's walk around and, like, check out locations and, like, see exactly where we want to take them. She's like, I've seen this, like, really pretty beach spot, like, over here. It kind of, like, has sand and stuff. She's like, have you seen it? And I shoot at that location all the time. And I was like, oh, actually, no, I didn't know there was, like, a place like that over here. She's like, yeah. And she's like, let me show you. And she's like, we have a few minutes before they show up. And, like, she, like, picked up our phone. She's like, oh, she just texted and said she's running a few minutes late. Like, all these things. Like, she was, like, so good at, like, covering it up. So she, like, gets her camera out and, like, acts like she's, like, testing the lighting and, like, getting her camera set up. And, I'm just like, okay. So we, like, start walking, and we, like, walk over there. And it's so grown up around the, like, the beach part. Like, there was just, like...
We were also, like... hiding in the bushes. Like,
yeah, but that stuff was tall.
Your brother and her husband were true. Like,
they were crouched
we
down.
Were in the bushes waiting.
Yeah, but I don't know. The brush was really tall. Like, it was probably as tall as me. I couldn't see the beach area at all. But anyway, so we walk up, and she's like, okay, the beach area is, like, down here in front of the brush. Mm-hmm. And she's like, there's 2 pathways. So, like, we'll both take a pathway and see which is easier to get down. Yeah. To make sure the clients can, like, get down there. So I'm like, okay, don't think anything of it. I literally start going down this path. Nothing in my mind at all. Like, I'm literally like, okay, whatever. Like, this is just whatever. But I'm like, dang, she gave me the bad pathway. Like, I couldn't see anything. Like, I was, like, going through, like, this jungle. I, like, walked through.
The only reason we chose that is because it was so... all the grass was so tall, and it was like a drainage, so all the water from where
but it was like
the top side
thick
was draining through, so there was enough of a walkway that you could get through. Yeah, there was a little bit of a walkway, but not enough to where you're like gonna get like grass in your hair and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So I like walk down. I'm like moving all this grass or whatever. I get kind of close to the end, and all of a sudden, I see my brother and my best friend's husband crouched down. At the end, and my brother's just sitting there, like, holding a video camera, like, facing directly at me.
It's so funny, because he immediately started, like, look that way.
No, literally, I'm just looking at him, and in my head, I'm just like, what is my brother doing here? Like, I was like, this is weird that, like, we booked a shoot at the same place. Like, literally, that's what came in my head. I was like, this is so confusing. Like, what? What are the odds? And he's, like, over there, like, holding the camera and, like, pointing over to the side, and I'm like, what is he doing? And then all of a sudden, I, like, turn my head. And literally, there he is, standing there in the middle of like this whole freaking setup. And
Bless my
I,
sister's heart. She
my world
did
stopped.
such a good job
Yeah.
with helping me with everything. The setup was probably like, I'd say like 85% me and 25% my sister.
Those don't add up. 75%.
Like, oh, 75. My bad.
She like, that doesn't math.
She did a lot for me, and she set it up quite a, like, she just kind of like laid it all out.
Like,
we
you
kind
of had the idea, but she helped you a lot.
She did a good
and like
job.
Gave you a lot of decor, because me and her like have similar decor taste, and so he like went and took stuff from her house. Oh my gosh.
Thank goodness. Saved us a little bit more money.
Yeah. So that was really sweet. But yeah, I like come around and like I see him, and like literally my world just stops. And I was carrying my purse, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like this is the moment. And I like take my purse off,
like threw it in the
and
bushes.
like drop it in the bushes, and I like keep walking. And anyways, I come walking out. I swear, like everything just stopped. Like I like didn't.
That's so
my
funny.
mind just went blank. Well, okay, not blank. Like I was thinking, like
I looked blank. You're just standing there.
I don't know how to explain it. Like my head, like it was like blank, but also I was thinking so many things. Like I was like, how is he here? Like he literally was at his grandparents' house. Like I saw you at your grandparents' house. Like how is this set up? Like what is going on? Like I was like, this is not happening right now. And I think the first thing I said when I walked up to you was like, oh my goodness. Or like I hate my outfit.
Yeah, that was the first thing that came out of her. I was like, I hate my outfit.
I didn't say it like that. I was just like, babe, look at what I'm wearing. Because he was wearing like,
I should have probably dressed up a little.
Dressed down a little. Yeah,
because
he was super dressed up. Like he had
I was like
dress
full
shoes,
dress
pants,
tux, everything. I probably should have just done like nice slacks and some like.
So
a
then
good
I was
shirt.
like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm wearing rubber boots and he's dressed in like nice dress clothes. So anyways, I like automatically thought of that. But like I like walked up to him, and like I remember I was so nervous. I was like shaking. Oh my gosh, I was like trying to wrap my head around.
You were nervous.
What was going on?
Oh my goodness.
I could tell you were nervous too, though. Like he was like stuttering. Like I remember hugging him, and like your heart was like beating so fast. Like my brother literally he had him mic'd up.
You could hear my heartbeat.
Recording. Whenever I press up against him, it pressed the microphone up against your heart. It was so cute, and it was like beating so fast.
It was so
was really
stressful
cute, though.
because I wanted it to work out so well, and thankfully it worked out better than what I was thinking it was.
We both were really nervous.
Thank goodness.
Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. Like I literally just stood there for like 2 minutes and was like, babe, what is going on? Like what's happening? Like he's like
I'm asking you to marry me, duh.
Yeah, but
like,
oh my gosh, it was bad. Like he stood there and he was like saying stuff, and like I wasn't taking it in at all.
it was all just going right over. I could tell to an extent. Like once I got down on my knee, I was like, she's not gonna remember any of this.
Dude,
I wrote it all down, thank goodness, because you could read it down later and you could watch the video.
Yeah, I was in such like shock, and he was like freaking losing his crap. He was so nervous. Like, and I was like nervous, but like also just like the shock factor. Like I just couldn't wrap my mind around what was going on. But I remember he like pulled out this paper and he's like, "Oh, I wrote this out for you. I'm gonna read it." He reads like the first 2 sentences. He couldn't even like form the like right words.
I don't
like,
even think.
So
I think
nervous.
I did it one sentence. Like I got through the first sentence decent. The
Yeah.
second sentence, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be
So
able to read this.
it was so funny because he like pulls it out. He opens it up. He's like, "I wrote this out for you. I'm gonna read it." He like starts reading it. He reads like 2 sentences, and then he like folds it back up.
I folded it out. I put it back in my pocket,
and
I was like,
"Wait,
okay,
what?"
I'm gonna throw it on my knee. We're just gonna get this over with. I'll read it to you later.
Oh my gosh. And he knows I'm like super sentimental, so I like love like words and like, you know, all that sweet stuff. So I'm really glad he like wrote something for me so I could read it later. But honestly, it's probably good you didn't read it to me because like I wasn't even like
I would have been fumbling over my words.
I feel so bad, but I don't know. Like low key, I was just like trying to wrap my head around what was going on. Because you literally just surprised me so much. And then Yeah, you got down on one knee, and it was like so sweet. Like I was literally like freaking out.
I had one job. I had one job on my knee. I was supposed to say, Catherine Mount, will you marry me?
Yeah.
But how did I mess it up? I forgot exactly how I messed it up.
So he got down on one knee, and he was like, will you be Catherine Mount? And like at this point, I feel so bad, but I
messed up so bad.
I just started laughing. I was like, babe, that's already my name. I was like, I am Catherine Mount. And then he's like, I mean White. And then I felt bad because I laughed about it.
It's okay. It was funny anyways.
It's a good memory now. It's so cute though, because like it like shows how like nervous he was. Like you were like
I couldn't.
You were losing your crap.
I was like, I had it planned out. I was gonna be like, Catherine Mount, will you be my wife and turn it into Catherine White?
Or like, yeah, something along
That's
that
about
line.
as like what I was gonna go with. But
he was just
I just
so
flip-flopped
nervous.
it.
He was like all twisted. Yeah, he was like, will you be Catherine Mount? And I'm like, babe, I was like, babe, I am Catherine Mount. And I just kind of like giggled. And then he's like, I mean Catherine White or something like that. And then I was
fixed it, and then you're like, yes.
I was like, yes. And then I was like so excited, but like also still just like, what the heck is going on right now? And so he like got up and like hugged me, and then literally I just turned and like freaked out, and I like was like, guys, you all lied to me. Like I was like, I knew it.
I'm happy everyone kept it together for the most part. Like everyone, I don't think anybody really mess up anything for it.
No, they did an amazing job. My brother got a really good video. My best friend's husband was doing drone shots.
Yeah, he
on
did a
video.
really good drone shot.
And then she was doing photos. Also, I don't think I mentioned, whenever I did walk out, she came down the other path and was like right there taking pictures. Yeah. So she got the whole thing on like pictures. My brother got it on camera. He had him mic'd up. So it was just really, really sweet. I was like freaking out. My ring was amazing. So pretty.
Thank goodness.
I loved it so much. Like literally my dream ring. And I was like freaking out, obsessing over it. Yeah. From there, we just went in, took some engagement photos.
Yeah, engagement photos.
We had like never like kissed in front of like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like a small amount of people. So it was kind of weird like kissing on camera in front of my brother and my best friend. But yeah, we did some like kissing photos.
There were some good photos.
I was just like,
thankfully I had your best friend's husband set us up a good reservation for a good restaurant.
He had set us up a reservation. So anyways, I was just like freaking out. Like honestly, like the whole time I just was like so happy the whole time.
It went by so fast too. It was really good. And then afterwards it was just immediately started calling people like, we did it. You did it.
Did we? I think we went to dinner first. But
did we? Like, I thought you
texted,
called oh yeah, we texted people first.
We like texted family. And, like, he sent, like, pictures to your family. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
We, like, were driving over. You sent pictures to your family. You're, like, with my ring.
Yeah.
Me and my ring. And you're like, I did it. Like, she said yes. We went to this really nice restaurant. We're, like, cheapskates, so we don't go to fancy restaurants. This restaurant was super nice. I remember, like, looking at the menu.
Just about passed out at the bill.
Oh, my gosh. I was looking at the menu.
Those get all for good things, but, like, when
I,
it comes
looked at
to it...
and I was like, holy crap, babe. We cannot eat here. This is so expensive. I was, like, freaking out. But, he, like, we never get appetizers either. He, like, looks at the menu, and he's like, let's try this. And I'm like, babe, that's literally like a $20 appetizer. I was like, we are not getting that.
Some people think that's like really cheap.
I know.
For where we live, is like $20
we're cheap.
Is like almost our whole meal.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, babe, that's too expensive. And he's like, come on, babe, we're celebrating. And so he ordered it. I think I had like a few bites. It wasn't good, was it?
It ended up being gross somehow.
Yeah,
it like just wasn't a good appetizer. Then we got like some chicken and mashed potatoes. I don't know why she got a salad.
Because I couldn't eat. I was so nervous. Literally,
so
I was like,
good, dude. That chicken and it was so good. The mashed potatoes.
Yours looked good.
Creamy.
Yeah, I don't know. When I get nervous, I can't eat. Like literally, I was so nervous and like freaking out still. Like, literally, I was like, I'm not even hungry, but, like, I'll order something because, like, you would put time into, like, picking it out and, like, whatever. So I was like, I saw the salad and I was like, okay, I might be able to eat a salad, and it's low-key the cheapest thing on the menu.
I knew that was also the reason why she ordered it too.
No, I'm glad I did, though, because I got it, and low-key it was not very good, but I wasn't hungry. Like, I ate a few bites, and I was like, I'm not wasting this. I'm taking it with me, even though I didn't like it that much. I, like, took it with me, but, like, I'm not hungry. And then, like, you ate your food, and I just kind of, like, sat there and, like, stared at my ring and, like, freaked out for, like, a hot
Started
minute.
messaging other people and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
You stayed off your phone for the most part.
No, I didn't message anybody yet. We did
I
that after.
did.
You were doing
I
that
did.
because you were updating your family.
Yeah.
And, like, my mom and stuff. So yeah, it was hard to focus during that dinner though, because I wanted to call people. Like, I was, like, really excited, but since we had a reservation, we had to, like, go straight to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, after dinner, I remember you were like, do you want dessert? I was like, no. Like, I literally could not eat anything.
Dessert looked so bomb too. It was like a
Yeah,
lava
we didn't
cake
get
and some
anything.
other stuff. I was like,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't want to get some dessert.
I think-
no, I couldn't eat it. I was
Yeah.
like, but I could.
The bill ended up being like, I think it was like $50 or $60, and I was like, oh my gosh, babe, this is the most expensive meal. Like,
Yeah, we try to keep it like under 40.
yeah, when we go on date nights, I say we, like, keep it under, like, 30.
Yeah, 30, 40.
Yeah, like 25 to 30 is our goal. So, like, 50, I was like, this is super expensive. And at the time, we were not making that much money.
No, not
we
at
did.
all.
I knew, like, we didn't have a lot of money. So, I mean, enough to survive. I mean, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, we were not balling.
Not
so,
enough to eat bougie meals.
yeah, I was like, oh gosh, this is expensive. But yeah, anyways, we ended up leaving, and that's when I got to the car. I was like, okay, I'm gonna call my best friend.
Oh yeah, you started FaceTiming people. That's when it was.
Yeah, I started
Couldn't remember
FaceTiming
when.
people. I think I FaceTimed like a couple friends, and then we lived really far from where we were. Like, I lived like an hour and a
Yeah.
half, so we like had to get on the road because it was getting late, and I knew I get really tired really early in the night. So can't remember.
Did I come spend the night? I don't remember if
No.
I. Oh no, you
I can't
wanted me
remember.
to.
Did we leave?
Yeah, we left right after that. After we called everybody.
was so sad.
And notified.
I did not want to leave you.
Like notified everybody and then like.
See, I didn't tell
enjoyed
everybody
it.
though. I FaceTimed my mom and a couple friends, and like I told, I think my little siblings, but I wanted to tell my sisters in person,
Yeah, that worked out.
so
really
I didn't
good.
tell them. So, anyways, we went our separate ways, which was really sad. I think we called and talked like the whole way home. Then I
Yeah.
got home and I told my sisters, and then I called like my guy best friend from when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like really funny. And then yeah, like I told all of them, and I don't know when you told your friends. Maybe you were texting them during dinner.
Oh no, yeah, I know. I was texting them the whole day.
Yeah.
Like
I wanted to get my
yeah,
sister's
I
like
was telling them the whole day.
reaction in person, so that's why I waited.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was super sweet. Like, honestly, the whole thing crazy. But it's like such a good memory. And honestly, like all the little things that like weren't quote unquote perfect, I feel like make the story. Like,
yeah, it makes
like,
it
it's
makes
things
the
we
memories.
remember.
Yeah, the memories that stick out the most. Yeah.
So all in all, it was amazing. Super special. Good job, babe.
Thank you.
I
I
loved
tried
it.
really hard.
And I still love my ring so much. I need to clean it because it's a little dirty. But yeah, that's our engagement story.
Thank y'all for listening and watching.
Yes, sorry if I like got really into that story. Like, I always get really into stories, but that one's like a favorite of mine. So anyways, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.